Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Today, we will be talking about my top 5 ways to save money on your family cruise without wasting time. Now, these are specific tips for you to save money before you book your cruise. Our next video will be on how to save money after you've already booked your cruise. So, let's get started. However, I did kind of save the best for last, so you would want to stay until the end of the video. Number one, determine what your actual vacation goals are. To avoid overspending on vacation, set clear vacation goals. Determine whether you want a relaxing or adventurous experience, especially because you're traveling with a family. Plan activities in advance to save money, as excursions can be quite costly. Number two, involve the kids in the planning process. I know a lot of those don't believe that it should happen, but let me give you my take on it. Okay, so to involve the kids in trip planning, seek their input on the destination, mode of travel, and activities. They don't need to know the financial details or make any adult decisions. Just spending about an hour together discussing preferences and watching YouTube tours helps us to make informed decisions. Now, this leads me right into tip number 3. Once you have determined the type of vacation you're looking for and the kids have put their input in, and you have determined what you can and cannot do based on the kids' input and your own wants and wishes, research ships and different ports. Check the cruise ship's website for deck plans, onboard activities, excursions, and dining options to ensure you book a cruise that your family will enjoy. So once again, it would be a good idea at this point to get input from the kids. Involving the kids in the process creates excitement and a sense of ownership. This leads to a less stressful vacation for everyone. Now, my next tip is to book late. I know, again, it might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. Cruise lines have final payment due dates for each sailing. If payment is not made on time, then those cabins are released for resale. Now, there is a slight downside to this strategy. The downside is that you may have to pay for the full booking at the time you book the cruise. You don't have the benefit of having a deposit put down and then having 10 payments or a whole year or flex pay with Carnival to pay it off. There are those options. So basically what you're trading on is the ability to have a payment plan versus to get a cheaper cruise. Now, in our previous cruise in November of last year, that's what we did. So they were offering 2-for-1 deposits, they were offering upgrades, and so that's why we did it. And we actually end up paying less money for that cruise than the cruise we have coming up in 2024, which I will speak about a little bit later. So booking last minute does mean you will likely have to pay the cruise off at the time of the booking, and the availability of certain cabins may be limited. I will be linking down below in the description the final payment due dates for Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian. And so you can take a look at those, and it depends on how many days you are sailing for, how far in advance you need to pay your final payment. Number 5, book early. Book as early as you can. This is my personal strategy for cruising. I prefer to book as soon as the cruise is available within the cruise provider's website. Sometimes that's 2 years out. Sometimes that's a year and a half out, 15 months, 18 months. I'm looking on there every month because if I know I want to cruise in July of 2024, and I look and I see they don't have any cruises and they only have cruises up until April of 2024. Well, then I'll be coming back in 2 months to see if the cruise is in there for July of 2024 so I can jump on it as soon as possible. Now, just to give you an idea, I will be cruising at least 2 times this year. One in July on Carnival and the other in December on Royal Caribbean. Now, I booked the first cruise in January of 2023, which is about 6 months away, and the second cruise in May of 2023. Matter of fact, I just booked that Royal Caribbean cruise because it was such a good deal, which is a little bit more than 6 months in advance. The cruise rate for my July cruise for July of 2023 has increased by $120 per person. So think about it. I booked it in January. This is now May, and it's gone up by $120. and it looks like it might go up even further. As I stated before, depending on the cruise line, you can book up to 2 years in advance. This would allow you to break up the cost of the cruise over several months, depending on the cruise provider. Now, we have a booked cruise for November of 2024 and about $1,100 remaining on the balance. And that has to be paid by August of 2024, which is 15 months from now. What does that equate to? A $74 per month payment. Now, this is a way that a lot of people cruise. They do basically create a cruise budget every month, and every month they're paying off a different cruise. So I just want to get that little tidbit in there to let you know, and maybe I'll do a video on what I've learned about how different people fund their cruising. If you want to hear that, or if you want me to make that video, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Again, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate all of our subscribers, and I hope you have a great day.